Welcome to Deleted Chapters from Famous Novels. I'm Ogre Sondheim. Today, a chapter from Gone Girl. Amy sat on the bed in the hospital. She still had blood all down the front of her. Nick was by her side, and Rhonda Boney stood in front of her. "So Mr. Collins kidnapped you and then raped you?" Detective Boney asked. "Yes," Amy said. Rhonda opened her mouth to ask another question, but that was when the door opened. 2 men in blue FBI jackets walked in. "That's enough," one of the men said. "I was just," Boney started, but the second man cut her off. "You've botched this whole thing from the beginning," the Fed said. "That's why we brought in some outside counseling." He pushed the door open. "Come on in, boys." A thin man with a neck so long it was almost freakish walked in. By his side was a large brown dog with black spots. "Shaggy, Scooby," the FBI agent said, "you have some questions?"
Like, wow, man, we totally do.
Shaggy said.
Like, you said you were kidnapped by this Desi guy, right?
Yes, Amy said. She looked from the man to the dog with a mixture of dread and curiosity.
So, like, why did you walk in with him willingly only like a few days ago?
Whoa!
Scooby said.
I don't know what you mean.
Well, like, we saw that security footage, from the tapes he has all over his house, and it shows you walking in.
Amy stammered.
And, like, your door you were pounding on was glass, not steel.
Whoa! Whoa!
I mean, you could have just tried to break that and get out.
Well, I thought that he would.
And how come you walked all the way home instead of calling the police or an ambulance?
Amy's eyes were wide and she turned towards Nick. Well, Nick, that is to say, I wanted to see Nick.
Well, that's all like the questions we have, Shaggy said.
There was a knock on the door. The FBI agent opened it, and a short man in a trench coat walked in. He was slumped over, and he scratched his head.
"Hello, everybody. Sorry to bother you."
"Detective Columbo, thanks for coming," one of the agents said.
Sure. I had nothing better to do. The missus thinks I don't travel enough. The flight to Missouri, I tell you, they made me take off my shoes. When did they start that?
He waved his hand toward Amy.
You got enough for your problems, so you don't need to hear about mine. Just one more thing, though.
Amy sighed. "What is it?"
You stated Mr. Collins kidnapped you at your home and took you to his place. He knocked you out and you don't remember anything until you woke up. Do I have that right?
Yes.
So my question is, if you were hit so hard to produce that much blood all over your kitchen floor, how come you never had to be taken to the hospital but to be treated for that wound? The forensic report seems to indicate that your wound would have had to have been quite large. In fact, Mrs. Dunn, where is that wound now?
Okay, Amy said. Okay, I did it. I staged the whole thing and I killed Desi. She pointed a finger at Shaggy. And I would have gotten away with it too if it hadn't been for that pesky teenager.
Like another well job done, Shaggy said. Come on, Scoob. Time to get back to Denver. You live in Colorado now? Columbo asked. Sure, legalization, man, Shaggy said.
And then he walked out. In a novel with a lot of twists, that may have been the biggest one of all. Thanks for watching Deleted Chapters from Famous Novels. Join us every Tuesday for more deleted chapters and every Thursday for dumpster diving. Give us a like, subscribe to this channel by hitting the Member When button, comment below, check the description for our social media handles and websites. Thanks again for watching. See you next time.